Om. 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 Sahana bhavatu. Sahano bhunaktu. Sahaviryam karavavahi. Tejasvinavadhitamastu. Ma vidvishavahai. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sairam, everyone. We have been looking at the Bhaja Govindam verses of Swami, which Swami had spoken about in 1973 during the summer course. We have already looked at 2 verses. Today we will look at the 3rd verse which Swami spoke about. It is the 9th verse in the Bhaja Govindam. We'll start reading it. Satsangatve Nissangatvam. Nissangatve Nirmohatvam. Nirmohatve Nischalatatvam. Nischalatatve Jivan Muktihi. Sat Sangatve Nissangatvam. Nissangatve Nirmohatvam. Nirmohatve Nischalatatvam. Nischalatatve Jivan Muktihi. Sat Sangatve Nissangatvam. Nissangatve Nirmohatvam. Nirmohatve Nischalatatvam. Nischalatatve Jivan Muktihi. There are no aspirated consonants in this shloka. It should be reasonably simple for everyone to chant without any mistakes. And there are no sandhis also, which each one is a separate word. Though internally within a word there could be sandhis, but no bahir sandhi. There are no 2 words coming together. Though there are affixes and suffixes which are part of this, each of the word. So there are no sandhis also present, due to which there are changes. Okay. If you look at the word Sat Sangatam, Sat and Sangha, but though you can say it's two words, it is actually one word in the sense Sat Sangha. There's no change, even if you say. Nissangatvam, also it's a nis is an prefix which gets added. That's similar thing everywhere. Then Jivan Mukti is also, you can say there is Jivan Mukti, but it's a samasa. But there is no real 2 different words, and due to sandhi there is no changes. Okay, so we will look at the meaning. Satsangatve. The Satsangatve is the 7th noun form of the word Satsangatvam. Satsangatvam is the first noun form of this word, and Satsangatve is the 7th noun form or 7th vibhakti, which gives a meaning in the company, on the company, or at, about, that kind of meaning. So I've used the word in here. So in Satsangam, Okay, Sat Sangatvam means, Sat means good, Sangam means company. Sat Sangatvam is the state of good company. Okay, the state of having good company, Sat Sangatvam. So in that state of having good company, Nissangatvam. This is the second word. So Sangatvam is common for both these words. What has got added is Nis. Nis is an it's that which negates the word Satsanga, Sangatvam. So Nissangatvam means it is a removal of company. So which is non-attachment or detachment, you can say. So through in good company, one attains Nissangatvam, non-attachment. Okay, detachment. So there are two ways to look at it. That is, due to good company, one attains detachment, or one should cultivate detachment in the company of the good. That way also you can say, because detachment does not happen naturally. There is some effort required. Even in good company, we can get attached. Even when we are indulging in good activities, we can get attached to some aspects of the good company. So recently we did a study circle where, we said even when we start doing something good, then we get attached to something. And that can cause problem. So for example, we may go to a temple or Sai center, but then we may get personally attached to people. So this also happened without our knowledge. Then that does not become satsangam itself. We may not be able to pursue sadhana. Okay, so we have to cultivate nissangatvam in good company, because that cannot be cultivated anywhere else. That way also you can take the meaning. Nissangatve, so in detachment or in non-attachment. Okay, in non-attachment, nirmohatvam. Nirmohatvam means, again, mohatvam means moha is delusion. Mohatvam is a state of delusion. Nirmohatvam means there will not be an opposite, a negation of the state of moha. That means one would be not deluded. So by cultivating detachment, we will be free from delusion. There will be absence of delusion. Okay. Again, that can naturally happen, but we have to make some effort. Nirmohatva. Nirmohatve, in the absence of delusion. So, if you have attained nirmohatvam, in that nirmohatve, nischala tattvam. Chala means movement, wavering. Okay. Unsteadiness is chala. Movement, complete movement, or wavering. Nischala means not moving. Okay, so that means steady. So it's absence of wavering. Nischala means absence of wavering. Because from chala only the word chalana also comes. Your mind is in a state of chalana. That means the mind is troubled. It's not steady. It's not staying put. Okay. There's always wavering nature. So nischala tattva means only when there's absence of delusion, one can attain nischala tattva. Tattva means principle. So there will be the principle of absence of wavering when in the state of non-delusion. So we should, once nirmohatvam happens, we also have to cultivate that nischala principle. What does it mean? Nischala bhakti. The devotion should be unwavering. The faith should be unwavering. All that can be cultivated when there is absence of delusion. In the presence of delusion, it's not possible. So nischala tattvam is present only in nirmohatva. And we have to find it And it's possible to find Nischala Tattvam only in the state of Nirmoktva. So Mohatvam also can be a form of deep attachment, real bondage, That's also Moha. So Nischala Tattvam is non-wavering. So in Nischala Tattve, in that. So again, this is all these Tve means they are all seventh noun form of the word, which is the Nischala Tattve is the seventh noun form of the original noun Nischala Tattva. Okay. So in that Nischala Tattve, in Tattvam, in the absence of wavering, one can attain Jivan Mukti. Mukti is liberation. Jivan is while being alive. While being alive, we will attain Mukti through that Nischala Tattvam, that absence of unsteadiness, absence of wavering. So in steadiness or in stiratvam, Nischala Tattvam can be also called stiratvam, firm, unwavering state, steadiness. In that, one can attain liberation while being alive. So Adi Shankara has given a step-by-step progress towards liberation. And this is a words which Swami often quotes. Almost every year, 2-3 times Swami will quote this. There are other ways also Swami talks about this. Bhaja sadhu samagamam. Okay. Teja durjana sansargam. Like that Swami will say. Give up bad company, cultivate good company. So this is something which Swami always spoke about. So this is a simple 5 steps. So what we will do is, each of these, for example, once we say satsangam, what is satsangam? Who is good company? All those are questions which come. So let us take each pair, like each line, satsangatve nisangatam. Each one we will look at what Swami has spoken about from various discourses to understand the real meaning of each of those words. So we'll take the first line, which is satsangatve nisangatva. That's the first line. In the company of the good, non-attachment. In the company of the good, non-attachment. So I'm going to this is the 4th discourse of Swami, and I think 4th, 5th, I guess, 5th, maybe 5th discourse of Swami in 1973 Samashavas. So this is an excerpt, it's a lengthy excerpt, but we'll read it. Shankara was in the position of a teacher for the entire world, and he propagated many ideals amongst people. Amongst them, the concept of non-dualism or the philosophy of Advaita is an important one. Along with his disciples, he taught these things, traveled all over the country, stressed the importance of the aspect of Atma, and explained to people the nature of Paramatma or God. He stressed the importance of having satsanga or spending your time in good company. He taught that for one's liberation, satsanga or good company is an important step, and even the first step. When we make an inquiry as to what the word satsanga means, we will come to interpret it by saying that it is friendship with good people. We have to again ask the question what the word good means. Although in answering this question, Shankara gave many examples. One is reminded in this context of the very skillful elucidation given by the poet Vemana. In defining a good man, Vemana said that the individual who suffers if he is hungry, who harbors evil, who is burning with anger, and who indulges in promoting intrigue may be said to be a bad man. All others are good people. That man should spend his energy to relieve his hunger has been looked upon with ridicule by the poet Vemana. He draws attention to the fact that even animals and birds do not spend so much effort and time to get relief when they are hungry. When that is so, how is it that man, who is superior to animals and birds, spends so much time and effort in search of his food? Who provides the food for the birds in the forest? Who feeds the animals in the forest when they are hungry? Who gives water to the trees that thrive in the forest? God, who finds the food for the frog that is trapped between a pair of large stones, will certainly provide food for the human beings who are so close to him. Under such circumstances, it is not right that man should hanker after food. On the other hand, he should go after realization of truth and develop faith in God. When our fellow men are in difficulty, we should go to their help to the best of our ability. You should feel that there is no difference between man and man. You should establish the oneness of humanity and realize the relationship that exists between one human being and another. We should realize that it is the spirit of Atma that runs through the entire range of human beings. This alone will enable you to reach the ideal of brotherhood of man and fatherhood of God. Today we are using words like brothers and so on in a meaningless way and as mere words. We are not giving any value to either the bodily relationship or the mental relationship that signifies brotherhood. It's only when we can rise above these temporary relationships of the body and of the mind and get into the aspect of divinity that we can understand the true meaning of brotherhood. It's only then that we can realize that it is the same divine principle that exists in all of us. We should make an effort to realize such truth. It is for recognizing such truth that this kind of good company is essential. You may ask what benefit we may get out of such good company. Man's good as well as bad features receive their final shape when he mixes with other members of the society. In this context, we can take the example of the dust that settles on the surface of the earth. Although such dust does not have wings and cannot fly away by itself, by acquiring the good company of wind, it can get off the earth. The same dust settles down and cannot move upwards if it acquires association with water. Iron, which is hard, black, and dull, becomes soft red and shining when it makes friendship with fire. The same iron acquires a lot of rust and loses all its strength when it makes friendship with dirt and moisture. All these modifications are coming because of association with others in the environment. It is generally not possible for anything to change or transform by itself without the help of external associations. Even a newly born baby learns to walk, talk, run, read, and write only with the help of its mother, and the love and affection of the latter shows. Without the love and affection from the mother, the baby will grow like an animal and will not be able to talk, walk, or do things which other human beings can do and are trained to do. Animals which are born in the forest grow and move about in the forest and have certain features which are special to them. If the same animals are given appropriate training by a circus manager, we can make them do things which other animals cannot do. Even birds are able to utter good words in an understandable and clear manner if we give them good training and keep them in good company. Thus, the kind of sacred life which you wish to lead and the aspirations which you have in your mind about the type of life which you want to live can be achieved if you are in the company of good people. You have to make friendship with good people and follow their example in your daily routine. This is the appropriate age for you to lead such a life and put yourself in the company of elders. During this age, you will be able to develop good ideas and good conduct, and you should make a firm determination to do so. At this important stage of your life, you should dedicate yourself to the service of your country and to the service of your parents. On the contrary, if you spend your time in bad company and wander about the streets like stray dogs, whistling like foxes, you will only be wasting your life. Time wasted is life wasted. If you can understand the strength and power of good company and use it in the best manner possible, there's every chance of your doing great things. All good people are such that their thoughts are very attractive. Their actions are soft and their ideas are good. The good people can be recognized by their gentle thought, word, and deed. So Swami, in this, whenever Swami has spoken about this verse, Swami spent a lot of time in defining what is satsanga. There's a question, I think by Brother Vimalesham, that the true good company is God. But as you can see, we can all imagine that we are in the company of God. But are we truly in the company of God is the question. That is why Swami stresses a lot of importance in good company. As he has stated in this, without the right good company, one cannot go anywhere. Many people think we don't need to associate with this so that we are by ourselves are good. We don't depend on anyone. There is, we may form a center and say our center is good company. We don't have to associate with anything. So because this is a global council, I should make this statement. Because Swami set up the organization so that we all connected to Prashanta Nilaya. Without that connection, no one can go anywhere. Without that connection to the Lord, no one can go anywhere. It's not the physical Prashanta Nilaya. But the reality is, Swami has said, Prashanta Nilaya is something, some place where all, even great rishis will come and meditate. So that's why all sacred spots on earth are that. But to travel, you have good company. That is the reason Swami established an organization, because if it's the same thing even in the Buddhism. Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. Whenever Buddha Purnima time, Swami will talk about Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, and Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. All three are equally important. Buddha, Dhammam, and Sangam. So company with the right people who are engaged in real sadhana is very, very essential for anyone to liberate themselves. So that is roughly what Swami has spoken. So I thought I will mention. We'll go to the next line. Nissa. Yes, Brother Dasan. Brother Dasan, you have raised your hand. I don't know whether you...
Yes, I am, brother. Very nice discourse. I really enjoyed the last 4 lines. We should hang it in all the Sai centers.
Okay, Brother Sai.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the next line. Nissangatve nirmohatva. Nissangatve nirmohatva. Nissangatve is in that non-attachment. So even in satsangam, we have to collect, even though we are in the company of good, we have to cultivate non-attachment. That is also equally important, because that is what will take us to nirmohatva state. So we will see what Swami has spoken about non-attachment and nirmohatva also in the next few excerpts. Stabilizing oneself in detachment is itself the highest austerity. Tapas, the most exacting vow. One has to be ever alert in that austerity and strive again and again. Like a child endeavoring to walk, you might toddle a few steps, falter, and fall. But like the child, you must lift yourself up with a smile and start again. Peace is essential for such persistence. Failures are not boulders that block your way. Remember, they are stepping stones to victory. Be bound to the Atma in you. Take rest and refuge in that, and meditate on that without interruption. Then all bonds will loosen of themselves. For the bond with which you attach yourself to the Lord or the Atma has the power of unbinding all other bonds. The unattached have real love toward all. Their love is not only pure, it is divine as well. It is the embodiment of peace. Without a doubt, one can attain the Lord if one becomes devoid of all passion or attachment, raga, and engages in actions detailed above. Renunciation or detachment, vairagya, of course, does not mean the giving up of the hearth and home, or the high estate, or even kingdoms. It is the understanding of the divinity immanent in everything, the fading away of all distinct names and forms, the bliss of experiencing in everything and every place the divine, which is its reality. That is the true meaning of the maxim detachment, raga-lessness. As long as one cognizes the world of name and form, one is burdened with attachment. How can one be desireless when the mind is immersed in thoughts, feelings, and experience of the objective world? One might have given up all and yet be full of this. Such cannot be said to have detachment. Surely, even for the acquisition of this pure spirit of detachment, peace is very necessary. So this excerpt is from Prashanti Vahini by Swami. This is chapter 13. So where he's talking about non-attachment or detachment, vairagya. So this nissangatvam, which Swami is saying, that even when we are given up everything, we can be attached. And detachment can be to buildings, to people, to activities, and so on. So one has to always ask the question, are we able to experience a divine? Wherever one is able to experience a divine, that is the real satsanga. And that effort actually is a personal effort also. Even if you go to a temple or place of worship, we can be upset. When we say raga also brings about dvesha, hatred, anger. Attachment also brings about hatred. Raga and dvesha is a pair. So even though the raga is mentioned, the whole thing is nissangatva, unattached, not having either aversion or like to something. Saira. Yes, Santi Aruna. Santi, sister, Auntie Saku, please go ahead.
Yeah, Sairam. I just want to reconfirm my understanding. This detachment is when you really understand the Eka Tattva, that is only one essence that is in all the creation of God, and when you act like that, you will not have too much attachment to something or less attachment. There will be a balance when you believe God in all the creation of His. We are all His children, no matter whether it is movable or immovable. We have to believe that all in one. Is that understanding of detachment?
Yes, Auntie, that's what Swami has also spoken.
I just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yes, Sister.
Sairam, brother, I just trying to understand the one sentence there. As long as one cognizes the world of the name and form, one is burdened with the attachment. But don't we have to remember the Lord's name? So that's not the one is covered here, right? Just trying to.
So the thing is, sister, in this created world, there are 5 principles. Swami, I think it's not here. Everything in this world has what's called asti, bhati, priyam, nama, rupa. Okay, which is, in other words, you can say sat, chit, ananda, and nama, rupa. So name and form, if it's only externally looked at. So name and form is only 2 out of these 5 in this created world. In this creation, everything has name and form. Everything has a name and form in this created world. But within that, there is Sat and Chit and Ananda. Okay, Sat Chit Anandam is also present in everything. That Sat Chit Anandam is common to everything. That Sat Chit Anandam is nothing but God. So if in anything in this world, if we are only focusing on the external aspect, which is the name and form, then we will be burdened with attachment, because the attachment is only when it's on the external thing. So, but you ask the question, is it the name and form of the Lord also is something? Yes, Swami says, just because you chant the name or you think of the form, that is not going to take you anywhere. You cannot forget the Sat Chit Anandam within, which is the real divinity. Okay, so then what happens if you only pay attention to the name and form? We will say this name and form is better than that. We'll engage in arguments, debates. We'll put down the other name and form, things like that. Why? Because we have forgotten the Sat Chit Anandam which is there. But generally, in this world, we are all accustomed to paying attention to the name and form of people, things. Why? We have We'll say, I like this, I like that. What we like, we only like the name and form which that offers, not the Satchitanandam, the divinity which is underlying. So whether in spirituality or in worldly activities, forgetting the Satchitanandam is the fundamental problem. And Swami says, we can call people brothers, sisters, but if you're only paying attention to the external, then that is of no use. We have to understand, when we say someone is a brother, we should understand why a person is brother, because of the Satchitananda which is present. That is the one which connects us. So that's what Swami is saying. But generally, Nama Rupa is only applicable to this external creation. When Swami says name and form, you are only paying attention to the external appearance, external things in this world. Then you will be burdened with attachment. Once you know Nama Rupa of anything in this world is only very limited, and connect to the divine and recognize that divine, then we will not be so troubled by the name and form. But for our sadhana, the name and form of the chosen deity is also equally important, because we are all living in this world using our external senses. But we should never forget Satchit Anandam in the name and forms.
So when we are writing the Lihita Japam and all, the name we are writing also. So we have to remember the inside, the Satchitananda, that's attribute of the Lord.
Yes.
Not the thing. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's Sairam Auntie. Auntie Sakku, you raised your hand again. We'll move on, I guess. I will, because I've got quite a bit of.
I just wanted to you to repeat what is Satchitananda too has a names and forms.
God is Satchit Ananda.
Yeah.
Sat is truth, Chit is pure awareness, and Anandam is bliss. So we should not forget this while even praying to the Lord. And when we say we should not forget, means we should be able to experience it. We should strive to experience them. We should not forget. That's essential. And then only then we can overcome attachment.
Okay. Thank you.
It's another excerpt. Human life is extremely precious. There are 5 sheaths in the human body: Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya. Koshas. Of these 5 sheaths, the food, the vital, the mental, the integral awareness, and the bliss sheaths, man has in a large measure the Vijnanamaya Kosha, integral awareness. This Vijnana awareness is not present in other beings. For this reason, man is regarded as supreme among all living beings. He has qualities and capacities not present in other creatures. Hence, human birth is considered exceptional. Moreover, man has the capacity to recognize the past, the present, and future, and to take note of changes occurring over time. There's one common quality present in all living beings: moha, that's been translated as attachment. This quality is present equally in human beings. But man alone has the competence to overcome this moha and attain moksha, liberation. The Maya illusion which envelops man drives him to take to the wrong courses. Maya has 3 qualities: sattva, rajas, tamas, purity, passion, and inertia. Through these qualities, man tends to forget his divinity and humanness and behave like an animal. The 3 qualities of Maya and the 3 forms of moha combine to make man a demon. The 3 forms of moha are desire for wealth, attachment to the wife, and attachment to children. These three make man a slave to moha. The man who conquers these three desires can transcend moha. When moha declines, moksha becomes attainable. Liberation is the elimination of moha attachment. Everyone should strive to bring under control these three desires. Okay, so Swami has given. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Can you please go to the previous page, please? There's a three gunas, right?
Three gunas, yes. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas.
Yeah. But all of, is that translation is right, brother? Previous page, please.
Sorry. Okay.
See, all three qualities are. Maya has all saying that is not good. No, that is
Yes.
right.
Why? What are you asking, sister?
See, Maya, which has the three qualities, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, right? And when you come to the next page, it says it's not, so though qualities, man trying to forget his divinity and humanity.
Yes.
Behave like an animal.
Yes.
The three qualities are three forms of moga.
Friends of moha, Swami has given three. So the three qualities of Maya, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. The three forms of moha, wealth, desire for wealth, Dhaneshana, Dhareshana, which is attachment to wife, and Putreshana, attachment to children.
Okay. So he only covered the attachment side with the qualities, the three gunas.
Both, see, three qualities, we have to overcome these three, only then we can attain divinity.
Yes,
Only
we have to
attain-
transcend all three.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then Sattva is we are using for the purpose of realizing ourselves, right?
Yes.
So
So when Sattva alone is left, then it's not a Triguna thing. See,
okay,
the three
a
gunas
combined thing. Okay.
mixture. Sometimes, see, in our life, we do good things, bad things, tamasic things. Then you have all three gunas present. Okay. But by cultivating
One by one, we have to transcend, and so until that is combined and say there. Okay. Thank you. I got it. Thanks.
Yes, Auntie Sakhu.
Yeah, the three forms of moha: desire for wealth, attachment to the wife, attachment to the children. Here, a person as a husband has to do his duty, but should not be become overly attached to these things, these three, isn't it?
They shouldn't be attached.
No attachment should be there, but they can do their duty, right?
They have to.
Okay.
Okay, Saira.
Saira.
So that's my understanding, but we'll go to the next line. Nirmohatve nischala tattva. That is, in the absence of delusion or attachment. See, I had used the word nissangatvam also, detachment I have used. Because in English, there are no real good words, Absence of company also you can say, but I have used the word. Moham is deep attachment, that's the reason I have used it, because in English there are no proper equivalent word, but I hope you all understand the spirit of what is being said. We'll go to the excerpt of Swami. The Omkara principle has three forms: Nada, Bindu, and Kala. Nada is the sound that comes from the life breath. This means that Omkara is associated with the sound coming from the life breath. The five kinds of breath, Prana, Samana, Udana, Vyana. Apana is missed here, but Prana, Apana, Samana, Udana, Vyana are expressions of life principle. These five represent the Pancha Bhutas, the 5 basic elements. Bindu is the unified form of the Atma, the mind and the body. Kala is the reflected image of the Paramatma, Omniself, through the Buddhi, intellect. The triple principles of Nada, Bindu and Kala permeate the entire universe. What is the purpose served by these three? All three are forms of Maya, deceptive appearances. Even the sounds u, ma are deluding. Prana, mind and body are also forms of Maya, delusion. Hence, the ancient sages declared, Tasmai Namaha, salutation to the one that transcends all forms. The yogis prayed to the one who is beyond Nada, Bindu and Kala. Nada, Bindu, Kalatita, Namo. The cosmos thus is made up of Nada, Bindu and Kala. How is man to recognize this fact? The sages declared that Satsanga is essential for this purpose. Satsanga is commonly understood as referring to good company. This is not the proper meaning. Sat refers to that which is permanent, pure, and unchanging. It is unaffected by time. Satsanga means association with Sat. In this sense, Sat refers to, therefore, the cosmic consciousness which is present in all beings. The consciousness present in an individual cannot be called Sat. Sat applies to that collective cosmic consciousness which is present in all beings. I will repeat, the consciousness present in an individual cannot be called Sat. Sat applied to that collective cosmic consciousness which is present in all beings. Satsanga means the cultivation of association with this cosmic consciousness by the individual. Most people consider that coming together with other individuals for the purpose of prayer and other devotional acts is satsanga. This is not so. Satsanga represents the striving by man to establish union with the all-pervading, omnipotent, universal consciousness. There is, however, an impediment in the way of achieving this, known as moha. Moha does not refer to attachment to wealth, property, or children. Man can get rid of moha only when he understands its inner meaning. Moha is derived from the words ma, meaning finite, uha, meaning imagining that which does not exist. Moha means finite conception of the unreal as the real. This is divorced from any concept of divinity. Moha is totally related to the prakritam, the phenomenal world. It is associated with kama or desire. Kama signifies transient pleasure based on worldly desires. Lasting happiness can only be got from divine feeling related to the Chaitanya, cosmic consciousness. This consciousness itself is based on the transcendental Sat, Chit, and Ananda. Sat is that which is eternal, the being that is permanent. Chit signifies paripurna jnana, total awareness or knowledge. Chit is total awareness of what Sat represents. Both these transcend the phenomenal world, but these transcendental entities are present in the phenomenal objects. How are the two to be distinguished from each other? Yes, Uncle Gopalan, you have raised your hand. You may have to unmute and speak, Uncle.
Hi, Ram. I'm trying to understand. It's too much to grasp. Could you please explain it? It needs a whole study circle to explain this part. So maybe you can explain it in an easier way for us to understand. Thank you.
Okay, Sahira. Okay. I understand it's so much to unpack, but I don't know, I will try. So Swami is talking about Omkara. Omkara, Swami says, has three forms. Nada, Bindu, Kala, I think, which is fine. Nada is, Swami is saying, it's sound, which represents the 5 kinds of life breaths and the 5 elements. Okay, all that is, which makes this happen. Nada is nothing but vibration. So everything this world creates because of the vibration. So, which is the vibration of the Panchabhutas, 5 elements. They are also present in our body as the Pancha Pranas, which keeps the body alive. Swami treats them as the Nada. All the creation itself becomes because of sound. The Big Bang theory, which as the Western scientists would say. So Om has a sound aspect. Then the second one is Bindu, which Swami says is the essence, the drop from which everything arose. That seed, which is nothing but Atma. And Kala is the different phases of the reflection of Atman on Buddhi. Because moon is also considered having 14 colors or 16 colors. From Amavasya to, from new moon to full moon. Why? Because the sunlight at different stages has different levels. So each of that is called Kala. So the Buddhi, so in this world, all of us have, the Buddhi gets light from Atman. So these 3 are Nada, Bindu, Kala. So which is A, U, Ma, O, Bhur, Bhuva, Suva. You know, there are many principles given. The gross, the cause, subtle and the causal. But that which transcends it is Nada, Bindu, Kala, Atita. That is Satchitananda, Swami says, which is the same thing which earlier on also I said. The Nama Rupa is all these 3. But beyond that is the 4th Turiya principle, so the 4th one, which is present across everything, that's the Paramatma. So that's what Swami is talking about. The first slide, quickly I'm trying to summarize. Yes, sister.
Sairam, brother, the Nada, Bindu, Kala, Theta. Theta mean transcend?
Atita.
Theta mean transcend?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
That which is beyond.
Which is beyond. So you have to pass this Nada,
Bindu and Kala.
Bindu.
That's why when you say Om, there has to be a silence at the end, which you recognize as that which is present, unmanifest. So Om has 4 aspects. I think we have discussed that when we did Omkaram Bindu Samyuktam.
Yes. So I wanted to know Nada, Bindu, Kala, Theta is the...
Nada, Bindu, Kala, Atita.
Adita, yes, Adita, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So then Swami goes on to talk about Satsanga. He's telling, don't think the consciousness in you is Atman. No, that is not Sat. Each of us will say, oh, there's Swami in me, I'm feeling it. Swami will say, that is not God. So God is not so small. So he's saying, Sat is identifying that consciousness in everyone and everything around us. That is Sat. So the consciousness which is combined, cosmic. So that is why association is important. We can't do anything we cannot even recognize that. Sat, unless we are coming together with people who are all interested in the same thing. And then through that process, all of us are coming for the same purpose. When such people come together only, it becomes Satsanga, because everyone is trying to identify the cosmic consciousness presence in all of us. And that Swami is very clearly saying, because sometimes we think, oh, there's consciousness in me, that is Sat. No. Swami says, no, when you come together and everyone is there, you have to recognize it in you and others. That is Sat. Okay. Then Swami goes on to Moha. Okay. So Moha is telling that which attachment to, in the previous Swami said Daneshana, Dareshana, Putreshana, wealth, property attachment. But Swami is now taking it to another level. to understand. He says, imagining that which does not exist, which is limited. Your perception is limited and it's imagining, that is moha. When we look at things, we imagine all sorts of things on people, on things. That is moha. Imagining that which does not exist is moha, which is delusion. Okay. Even in children, we will imagine, oh, my child is like this, but then you will find my child is not the way I imagined. Then we will get upset. The spouse also, we can do the same thing. Even the wealth we can do. We will imagine this is the way, and we will think this is the best. And we'll run after, and then we'll say, oh, we didn't find what we imagined to be there. So everything in this world is a mirage. It's a mirage only because of moha. We are deluded into thinking something which does not even exist. So that's what Swami is talking about it. So I hope then Swami says, how do we distinguish these two? How are these two to be distinguished? Swami says, Sat and Chit. We will go to the next. The transcendental element in the phenomenal world must be recognized as reflected images. Like the reflection of the sun in a pot of water, the body is like a vessel in which the divine is present as a reflection. Like the reflection of the sun, which is permanent, in a vessel which is impermanent. Like the reflection of the sun, which is permanent, in the vessel which is impermanent. The divine is the present inside and outside everything in the cosmos. In the body that may be compared to a vessel, the reflection of the life principle or the Atma can be seen in the mind, which corresponds to water in the vessel. While the body and the mind are finite, the Atma is infinite. All the prayers, japas, yagas, yajnas performed by men today are confined to the achievement of temporary pleasures and rewards. They are related to a life which is itself impermanent. The mind and the phenomenal world are equally impermanent. So here Swami is talking about we being attached to the reflection and thinking that they are permanent. For example, if somebody dies, the body has disappeared, but the Atman is still present, but we cry. We cry for the body because of attachment to the body. Our own body, we don't want to die. We say, oh, I am going to die. We may get worried. We should understand we will never die. The body may drop. So that is Swami is saying, transcending moha. Attachment to our own body. Attachment to the other bodies, names. So Swami says body and mind both are equally impermanent. We should go beyond that. Only then it is nirmoha. Thinking that body is real, mind is real, and they are permanent. Swami says that is moha. We have to go beyond. That's the state of nirmohatva. Yes, Sister Aruna.
So, brother, you're sorry. The yajna, yagas performed by man are today confined the achievement of temporary pleasure. What is Swami's?
So generally, people do pujas and things like that for something good has to happen in the family. For example, we will do puja for some
for the temporary pleasure. So the bhakti you develop within you to realize the inherent divinity, right? With the permanent, something you are going towards permanent. But here we are referring as so this is for a temporary pleasure, and when people die, it only Swami referring, right?
Yes. So he's saying generally people, that's what they are doing today.
Oh, today is Swami referring to
all
what
the prayers,
are real.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, Auntie Saku.
Yes, yeah. I just want to make sure the yajnas and prayers and javas, you can pray to attain liberation,
yes.
right?
Yes.
That is acceptable, right?
That is what is the purpose, real purpose.
Okay, right. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
They are equally important, but they are performing for the wrong with the wrong objective.
Okay.
After the impermanent world. That's what Swami is saying. We'll go to the last one. Nischala Tattve Jivan Mukti. So all this will, once we are going beyond Moha, then there will be only one thing, which is impermanent, steady, pure bliss or whatever. In that we attain Jivan Mukti, liberation while being alive. So I will just, one small excerpt I have. This is the last section of Swami's that discourse from 1973. I will read it. Shankara has given many verses, and each verse is to be regarded as a shining lamp of knowledge. You should put the contents thereof into practice and rectify your life. Today, you have learned the verse of Shankara relating to Satsanga and the benefits which Satsanga confers on us. We have seen the inner and significant meaning of this verse. In addition to this, we must also put it into practice. It is then that you will be able to realize the Atma Tattva and develop faith in your ability and yourself. I hope that you will stick to Satsanga in future and keep away from all bad company. I hope that you will stick to Satsanga in future and keep away from all bad company. Kabir looked at good company as well as bad company and said that both of them should be respected. At this, the disciples questioned him how it is that both good company and bad company deserve to be respected. To this, Kabir replied that there is some trouble to the world from bad people, and there is trouble to the world also from good people. In order that there is no trouble from either quarter, he is paying respects to both of them. The disciples then asked how any harm can result from good people. Kabir smiled and said that association with bad people causes great discomfort. On the contrary, separation from good people also causes great discomfort. And therefore, he was praying to both. There should not be separation from good people, and there should not be association with bad people. You must always be praying that both these things may come your way. This is my blessing to you. I hope you'll be able to get good company always. So Swami is saying from today, after learning this, make sure you avoid bad company, you cultivate good company. That is Swami's hope of this. And then the last one. Is a summary. From keeping good company, detachment follows as a consequence. From acquiring detachment, removal of all illusory relationships follows as a consequence. From the removal of all relationships, steadiness of mind follows as a consequence. From steadiness of mind, liberation of jiva follows as a consequence. So I know it's so much is packed in this, but this is for you, all of you, to study and read and contemplate. I will leave it with you all. It's 9:05. I think I've gone past by 5 minutes, but I hope it was useful. It's like a bhajan Swami sings also many times, this verse, because this is the essence of the entire spirituality summarized into one verse. So I will stop here. If there are any more questions, I will try to answer to the best of my ability. If not, we will close with prayers and meet next week. Okay. Om Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sairam, everyone.